is the Valley of the Sun, and welcome to the 14th Annual Fiesta Bowl Classic between the Miami Hurricanes and the UCLA Bruins. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy, and it is a perfect day for football. The temperature in the low 70s, just a bit of a breeze. And Miami will be kicking off to UCLA, and so today we start on NBC, fun, sun, and then the battle for #1, the Fiesta Bowl. Then more sun in Pasadena, the Rose Bowl, and then on to the Orange Bowl. But first things first, the Miami Hurricanes and the UCLA Bruins. Miami will be kicking off. Mark Seelig will kick off to either Gaston Green or Bob Garibaldi. And we're underway. Happy New Year, everybody. And here's the freshman Gaston Green to the 10. Hit at the 15, down around the 16 or the 17-yard line. Selwyn Brown makes the tackle. And here is the quarterback for the Bruins, Steve Bono. Up front, he'll have Hartmeyer, Mannon, Barron, McCullough, and Love as that offensive line. Averages in around 250. Sherrard and Tennell as receivers. And joining him in the backfield, Wiley Green with Young outside. Defensively, we'll see Cameron, Fagan, Morris, Brown, and Cortez. Fleming and Myra are the linebackers. Bain, Fullington, Sutton, and Calhoun in the secondary. Now we'll also see Lucius Delegal for Bain. They'll be in and out, and Bain can swing at both corners. First down, UCLA with Green and Wiley in the backfield. Play action, fake. Pass is complete at the 24-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll be second down and a couple. Mike Young on the receiving end.
Charlie, some of the players we'll be looking at today on the left for the UCLA Bruins. Offensively, Mike Sherrard, their fine wide receiver. Duval Love, their second-team All-American offensive lineman. Gaston Green for Miami. Kevin Fagan. Bruce Fleming, their great linebacker, and Ken Calhoun, their strong safety.
Second down and a couple. The give is to Brian Wiley, the first back through. And Wiley goes to the 27-yard line. He'll pick up 3 in the first down. Bruce Fleming makes the tackle on the play.
Bruce Fleming has really come in and played very well this year for the Hurricanes, replacing some great linebackers that have come through the University of Miami in the last few years.
The Bruins alternating Mike Sherrard and Al Wilson, wide receiver, as a messenger service from the bench. Steve Bono, the quarterback, 6'4", 210-pound senior from Norristown, Pennsylvania. On the option, the pitch is to Gaston Green. Green is shut off, Bob, as he tries to get around the corner, and he's pushed outside by Kevin Fagan.
One of the outstanding players, number 95 for University of Miami, Kevin Fagan. He throws the offensive tackle out of the way, pursues down the line of scrimmage, and makes the tackle. Great play by Fagan.
Second down and 6 with Mike Young coming wide to the near side. Mike Sherrard wide to the far side. And here's Green. Freshman sensation for the Bruins. He goes to the 41. He has 6 yards. It will be close to the first down. Green, 134 yards rushing against USC in that ball game. He has been averaging 5.3 yards a carry. At Gardena High School in his senior year, he rushed for more than 1,200 yards, and he scored some 14 touchdowns.
It's an outstanding back, Charlie, with really great speed. You know, the 2 top rushers for each of these teams, Andrews and also Highsmith for the University of Miami, both out of the ball game, but they both have a lot of depth at that position.
It is a first down for the Bruins at the Miami 41-yard line. Fake to Green. Bono to throw. He's going to keep it. And is bumped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So he'll pick up a couple. It'll be second down and 8. And the rover back, Ken Calhoun, is the man who made the stop for Miami.
Calhoun was a man that really, as a senior, strong safety, was injured earlier in the season. You should see him getting a jam on the front receiver. He's playing the short zone. He is the man that was hurt, went out for 3 or 4 ball games, and really the University of Miami's secondary had some problems while he was out. He is the glue that holds that secondary together. They're very happy to have him back in the lineup.
Earl Smith comes in, 2 tight ends on the set, and here's the quick pitch to Gaston Green. Green down the sideline, out of bounds, at about the 31-yard line. It will be close to the first down marker. Bruce Fleming was there for the Hurricanes. The Bruins going on a quick snap.
And it's a good call, Charlie, early in the ball game to go on a quick count because the defense is not set. And what that will tell the defense is you better get set, and that will give an opportunity for the offensive quarterback to read the coverage a little bit quicker if the defense has to get set a lot quicker because of the fear of the quick count.
Sherrard comes back in. Paco Craig comes in. 3rd down and 1. And the Bruins will pick up the first down. Bono does it. 2 yards to the 29. First down for UCLA. Now, they started this drive with their own 49, and the man who set it up was Ron Pitts with his punt return.
Certainly did, and he was we were doubtful whether or not he was going to play. He had a little minor surgery on his foot, but there's Terry Donahue. And talking with Terry the other day, he was very, very weary coming into this ball game. He was very concerned about Miami and Kosar and their offense, and I'll talk a little bit more about that after this play.
James Primus comes in at tailback, and Gaston Green comes out. Bono. Timing pattern down the sideline. It's there. Caught. 6-yard line. It'll be first down and goal to go. Mike Sherrard, 26 yards on the play.
Sherrard with outstanding speed, doesn't use it here. He just sees the ball. Fullington, number 19, does not see it. 1 foot inbound, makes the catch.
So the ball at the 6-yard line. It will be first down and goal to go. Sherrard, the leading receiver for the Bruins, and in 22 straight games he has caught at least 2 passes. He has 1 reception in this game. First down, goal to go. The Bruins with an opportunity to go out in front of the favored Hurricane. Here's Gaston Green. He's got it. Gaston Green from 6 yards out, and UCLA goes on top with a 51-yard drive.
One of the things that Terry Donahue was afraid of coming into this ball game was getting behind the high-powered offense of the University of Miami. Just a simple little toss, stretches the defense. Gaston Green, good quickness and speed, finds a little crack and gets up in there. But Donahue did not want to get behind where he'd have to play catch-up. He says his offense is not that type of offense. He doesn't have to worry about it here today. They get on the board first.
John Lee to attempt the point after. David Clinton is the holder. And Terry Theodore with the snap. And it is good. A 51-yard drive in 7 plays. It took 1:47, and UCLA is out in front of Miami by a score of 7-0. And Kim Potter will be kicking off for the Bruins. The deep back is Reggie Sutton, and off on the wings, Daryl Oliver and Steve Staffier for the Miami Hurricanes. 9 minutes and 14 seconds. Time remaining, first quarter. 3 yards deep in the end zone. Here's Reggie Sutton. Sutton makes the cut at the 15. A little juke step at the 17 to the 20. Has to get away from 2 more men. Around the corner. And he goes out of bounds. An excellent return. Excellent return by Reggie Sutton, the sophomore. All right, let's go to the offensive set for Bernie Kosar. His line will be Heffernan, Ward, Sinclair, Moore, and Berticelli, who just jumped off. They average in at around 260 pounds. Smith and Brown, 2 of the receivers. Shakespeare in the backfield, along with Daryl Oliver and Melvin Bratton. First down and 15. And here's Daryl Oliver. And he has to fight his way to the 35-yard line. A gain of a yard. It'll be second down and 14. Let's look at the defense for the UCLA Bruins. Randall, Block, and Whalen, the front 3. And they'll show 4 linebackers: Phillips, Taylor, Knowles, and Delicano. In the secondary for UCLA, Welch, Washington, Price, and Pitts. And we'll also, of course, see Craig Rutledge. Second and 14. We look for Kosar to put it in the air. And here he goes. He wants to set a screen, and there it is. It's complete to Bratton. And Bratton is to the 40. Bratton to the 43, the 44-yard line. So Bratton will pick up 9 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And the free safety, the leading tackler for the Bruins, James Washington, is the man who brings him down.
Been a lot of talk this week about stopping Bernie Kosar. I think a good play is a screen pass to start off with, as you see Bratton, number 5, sneaking under. Moore, number 50, a personal protector out there. Bratton sees the hole and breaks off of Moore very well.
49-yard line of UCLA. 1st down for Miami. Kosar. Complete right side. This is Shakespeare. He's got the 1st down and leans inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Herb Welch makes the tackle, a gain of 15 yards on the play. Kosar to Shakespeare, the senior from Boynton Beach.
34-yard line where it's 1st down Hurricane. Mike Ryan, please meet your father at the Northeast.
And Shakespeare this year has not received the accolades as a receiver as Eddie Brown, an All-America, and Willie Smith, the tight end, a 2nd-team All-America. But with Shakespeare in there, that means you can't double the other 2 men.
That's exactly right.
34-yard line, 1st down. Here's Oliver to the 20. Has a block down the sideline. He'll score. Darrell Oliver, 34 yards.
You got to give a lot of credit downfield to a great block by Eddie Brown, number 40. Good blocking up front to get him through, but you were talking about the explosiveness the University of Miami has. You're talking about their wide receivers in Shakespeare and Brown. They also have Oliver and Bratton in the backfield. That's why they're so explosive.
And now Greg Cox with an opportunity to tie it up. It is good. Darrell Oliver, the sophomore, with the opening touchdown for the Hurricanes.
Running to his left behind Berticelli and Moore. Sinclair with a good block. Watch the block by number 40 right there. Eddie Brown tying up Washington. Now he just a foot race to the end zone. We'll see it from the end zone. Nice big hole. Good blocking at the point of attack. And then it's a foot race. Darrell Oliver says, I can take all these I can get.
62 yards on the drive. In 4 plays, we are tied at 7 in the Fiesta Bowl. Minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the 1st period. We are tied at 7-7, UCLA and Miami. Darrell Oliver scoring from 34 yards away. Gaston Green, 4-yard line. Green to the 10, the 15, has a hole, pops it. He's to the 30, returns to the 34-yard line. Here's Gaston Green. 36-yard line. He'll pick up a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And number 45.
Ken Calhoun and George Myra Jr. were there for the defense.
Jimmy Johnson, the head coach of the University of Miami, Charlie, has got to be a little bit concerned about his defense. Overall, for the entire season, they played very well. The last 2 ball games against the University of Maryland and Boston College, they gave up 89 points. They're very concerned. It'll be interesting to see which defense shows up here today.
2nd down and 8. The Bruins using their wide receivers as a messenger service. Bono, quarterback draw, lost his footing. He slipped just a little on the quarterback draw, and that gave the defense time to convert. And it was Julio Cortez that made the tackle at the 34-yard line, a loss of 2.
Terry Donahue saying that one of the keys to this ball game is this man right here, Steve Bono, has to play well. He's been injured part of the year. When he has played, they have won 7 of the 8 games he has started. He just slips on the quarterback draw. Big, strong, agile quarterback. Pro scouts think he's got a future in the National Football League, but he has to have a good day for the Bruins to stay in the ballgame.
3rd down and 10 from the shotgun, Steve Bono. Has pressure from the outside, steps away, has more pressure, and it's incomplete. He was trying to pit anybody, and he ended up throwing it to his right guard, Jim McCullough. You're looking for any color jersey at that point. He found the right jersey, but it had the wrong numbers. An ineligible receiver.
The numbers were a little bit too high.
Too high. It'll be a loss of down on the penalty. And that means that Kevin Boonafay will be kicking, and Eddie Brown will be returning, and the Miami Hurricanes could have excellent field position. Boonafay with a 43.8-yard punting average. Here's the kick. It's a beauty this time. Brown feels it, bobbles it, picks it up at the 33, steps away, has a block, another block to the 45, to the 50, needs 2 more blocks, has one, waits for the other one, he gets it, he scores.
Said he wanted some more excitement in his returns. He put Sutton on the kickoff returns, and Eddie Brown, his first career punt return for a touchdown.
Only for the
68 yards.
and number 25.
And the Hurricanes out in front, and now Greg Cox will attempt the point after. Here's the long extra point attempt, and it's still good.
Point after is good.
So it is Miami 14, UCLA 7 on a 68-yard punt return by Eddie Brown.
You're going to see Eddie Brown fumble the ball a little bit. This causes UCLA to relax just enough. Eddie Brown has the speed, gets a good block right there. Now Myra, number 45, Reggie Sutton, number 1, gets a block. He's going to cut back right here off of Myra's block, and he's into the end zone. You know, Terry Donahue has enough problems with Kosar in their offense. He doesn't need their special teams scoring any points. You know, that shot on the bench of the University of Miami players having a good time. Eddie Brown was there. Mel Bratton right next to him. Reminds me, earlier in the week, they've having a good time, too, at the Steak Fry, Charlie. They had an impromptu talent show, and Melvin got all of his buddies up on stage, and they were all dancing. The only problem was Alonzo Highsmith, who has a brace on his leg from an operation, got up there, too. Jimmy Johnson said, "What are you doing up there?" He says, "I was only dancing from the waist up."
So, just from the waist up. The kickoff sails through the end zone. Steve Bono has completed 2 of 4 for 33 yards passing for UCLA. The Bruins trail by 7 from their own 30-yard line. Little play action fake. He goes deep, has a man open. It's Sherrard. Can he get there? No. Mike Sherrard was behind the defender, and that was Reggie Sutton that he beat on the play. And Sherrard has been averaging 16.7 yards per reception.
It's a good call. Great call by Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator. First down, play action. Bono has plenty of time. The ball is just overthrown, but he needs to get some big completions early to get his confidence built up.
3rd down and 13. Pressure, steps forward. Underneath, the pass is complete to the 49-yard line of Miami, but it will still be about 4 yards shy of the first down. James Primus, the freshman, National City of the San Diego area, was on the receiving end, and John McVeigh of Columbus High School in Miami, along with Bruce Fleming from Western Pennsylvania, makes the tackle as the first quarter comes to a close, with Miami out in front of UCLA 14-7. 14th Annual Fiesta Bowl Classic, Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. The Miami Hurricanes leading the UCLA Bruins 14-7. And Kevin Boonafay will be kicking to Eddie Brown. Brown, as you know, if you've been with us in the ball game, has a 68-yard punt return for a touchdown, signals for a fair catch, looks in the sun, and fields it at the 13-yard line. Good kick by the senior from Tulare, Kevin Boonafay, 35 yards, but he was just hanging it up and letting it come down at the 13. Bob, let's look at the statistics in the first quarter.
35 yards on that last punt.
Kosar and Miami have really not thrown the ball a lot, rather going with their running game to establish that. And I think UCLA has shown them a couple things they weren't ready for. I think maybe now they've adjusted a little bit. They went after them with some safety blitzes, did UCLA, and I think now they're more ready to throw some in the second quarter.
Miami using the run to establish the pass, using the pass to establish the pass. This one is complete. going to the tight end, Willie Smith. And Smith pulls it down at the 22-yard line. It'll be a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Tommy Taylor, Freight Train Taylor, the first man there. And the strong safety, Craig Rutledge, was the 2nd man for the Bruins. Oliver and Bratton are the running backs for Miami. Kosar has pressure, has to get rid of it, does to Brown. Brown makes a good move. Another one comes inside, 44-yard line. 14 yards on the play and a first down. Kosar had pressure, had to get rid of the ball, and Eddie Brown starts his moves almost before he catches the ball.
Well, he's working on a freshman for number 6, Price. Kosar checked off. When you saw the back move from the I formation out of it, he saw number 6 is Price. Eddie Brown a little quick out, and then his running ability picks up about 10 more yards. But the 2 wide receivers have man-to-man coverage. You'll see him playing off of him right there. And I suspect if they don't start doubling the 2 wide receivers, you're going to see a lot of catches by the wide receivers.
Tommy Taylor makes the tackle. It is a first down at the Miami 44-yard line. Kosar on target into good defensive protection. Willie Smith, the tight end, caught it at the UCLA 49-yard line. A gain of 7. Tommy Taylor was there, along with Ron Pitts.
Taylor had good coverage, Charlie, but he just didn't see the ball coming. Willie Smith saw it and caught it. If Taylor would have seen it, he could have cut in front for the interception.
Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. What's the eyes of Bernie Kosar?
Looking to his left the entire time. Now, some patterns you can get away with that on, and others you can't. You see the tight coverage. He was kind of sliding over in case Taylor saw it and cut in front.
Now inside the Bruins 44. Kosar throws tight end Willie Smith again, this time a little high, and it's incomplete. Ron Butler, the outside linebacker on that side, picked him up. 3rd down and 9. And now 6 substitutions for the Bruins as they'll be looking defensively at a 3rd and 9 and Kosar throwing.
Bernie setting up deep. Reed's double coverage on the outside. His 2 wide receivers are double covered. That time he goes his tight end, but you can see good pass protection for Kosar.
A gorgeous day in the Valley of the Sun as NBC opens our bowl coverage with fun, sun in Pasadena, and then on to number 1 in the Orange Bowl. Here's Kosar. He wants to set deep. He does set deep and goes deep. There's coverage, though. Is it intercepted or caught? It's a touchdown. Brian Blades, 48 yards into all kinds of coverage. And for the red-shirt freshman from Fort Lauderdale, that is his first touchdown in college.
You think he isn't happy about it? Bernie going over and congratulating him. Blades hasn't played a whole lot this year, Charlie. He's getting an opportunity to play in this ball game, and certainly next year when the 2 wide receivers, Shakespeare and Brown, graduate, there'll be a lot of wide receivers wanting to get with this man right here.
Here is Cox to attempt the point after. And his extra points are exciting because they're all long. It is good. 21-7. Miami out in front of UCLA. Here's another look.
Kind of labors getting back, but once he throws it, he gets creamed, but he's looking. He knows he's got a good chance of making a completion. Look at him looking all the way. Good things are coming.
87 yards on the drive in 10 plays. The touchdown pass to the freshman Brian Blades, covered 48 yards. Mark Seelig will be kicking off. Sophomore, 5'11", 183 pounds, either Gaston Green or Bob Garibaldi. And he sails this one. Garibaldi takes it at the 1-yard line. Bob's father, also named Bob, was a pitcher with the San Francisco Giants. A return of 22 yards to the 23-yard line. So UCLA needs to generate some offense to get back in the ballgame. Quarterback Steve Bono with Gaston Green, who scored the Bruins touchdown from 6 yards out. And Brian Wiley as the running backs. Basically Mike Young and Mike Sherrard outside. Derek Tennell, the tight end. We'll also see Al Wilson and Paco Craig in as wide receivers. David Clinton has been in as a wide receiver. Earl Smith is a tight end. Pass is complete, and it will pick up about 4 yards on the play. The senior, Mike Young, on the receiving end, and Ken Calhoun makes the tackle.
To this point, Charlie, Steve Bono has been a little, seems to me to be a little unsettled. He is not moving around as smoothly as he would like. He seems to be feeling his way. I think he needs more confidence, and those types of short passes, even though they're short, their completions should help to settle him down.
It goes for a gain of 5 to the 28, so it's 2nd down and 5. Here's Gaston Green, first down. He can do it. Look at the freshman fly.
If you put the ball in the hands of your big play men enough times, they're going to make some big plays for you. And certainly Gaston Green, with that speed, has a threat to go all the way anytime he gets the ball. He's already 103 yards. We're not even halfway through the second quarter.
Point after, and UCLA pulls within 7 of Miami. 21-14, 9:14 left to go in the first half.
Number 67, Duval Love, the second-team All-American, with a key block. You saw Gaston Green go right by him, and now we'll take another look. You just don't catch Fullington 19. He's not going to catch that kind of speed.
And Gaston Green has scored 2 touchdowns. He has rushed for 103 yards in 10 carries, averaging 10 yards a carry. We'll be back. 21-14, Miami out in front of UCLA. And Ken Potter will be kicking off. Reggie Sutton is the deep back with Steve Staffier and Darrell Oliver off on the wings. Reggie Sutton, he will down it 8 yards deep in the end zone. Miami has the ball on their own 8-yard line, first down. Kosar, a little play action, has pressure from behind, dropped at the 1-yard line. Sacked by Mark Whalen. Second sack of the ball game for the Bruins.
Whalen is probably at the top of your screen, probably the best pass rusher on this team. Kosar waiting for his man to come off of the corner, and I want to tell you, that hurts. He didn't see him coming. There was no sixth sense about that blind side, and this is where you really can feel it when you get hit from the blind side. I'm surprised he didn't cough up the football.
Close to being a safety or a fumble and a touchdown. Kosar rolling right, throwing. Willie Smith juggled, incomplete. Tight end. Intended receiver Craig Rutledge was the first man there. James Washington was the second man there for the Bruins. It'll be 3rd down and 17 back at the Miami 1-yard line. And the Bruins, after being down in the ballgame by 14 points, are right back in it.
Kosar, not last 5 years, they've had an All-American center. Kenny Easley had that position, was All-American for 3 years. And then Don Rogers had it for 2 years, All-American. James Washington, a good athlete.
Kosar with pressure, throws, incomplete. And the pressure was put on by Neil Delacano. And the vocal Bruins in the crowd here, just an hour's flight away from Los Angeles.
Delacano with 9 sacks coming into the ballgame. He makes the big plays for him. He's a 3rd-team All-American. One of the players that has to play well for that defense if they're going to get some things done.
Rick Tootin now right at the back edge of the end zone. He cannot step back. It'll be a safety. Low kick with the pressure. It will be a safety. Low snap.
tempo of this game has changed with that last series, the UCLA defense just pushing back the Miami offense and then actually pushing him out of the end zone. As we'll see the snap right here. You can't tell from that shot whether he stepped on the line, but there wasn't much blocking up front for two.
Alan Dial among the many Bruins putting the pressure. So it is a 21-16 ball game. Miami still leads, and they have a free kick opportunity here with David Clinton and Ron Pitts set to return. And Rick Tootin will be punting, and he'll be punting from the 20-yard line. Not that good a kick. To the 40-yard line. On the return,
Ball carrier number
19 is David Clinton. And UCLA with excellent field position. Kenny Blades with the tackle. The Bruins are on the move, and we'll be back. UCLA now has the ball on the Miami 47-yard line. Here's Gaston Green, and he'll pick up a yard to the 46. It'll be second down and 9 as Jerome Brown upended him. Later in today's game, Bob Griese and I will be selecting the outstanding player of the game from each team, and we'll be making an announcement at the end of the game, and Toyota will donate a total of $1,000 to each of the school's general scholarship fund. Here's Bono with pressure. Here's Green. Green to the 40, Green to the 35, Green to the 32-yard line. 14 yards and a first down. Lucius Delegal with the tackle.
And number 19, Daryl Pope.
It's a good heads-up play by Bono. He had nobody downfield, opened up. Instead of losing his composure, he steps aside, finds Green, and then he avoids some tacklers and gets a nice gain.
The ball just outside the 32-yard line. There's the time remaining, minute 52 and counting. Bono's pass is incomplete. I think a little mix-up. I believe he was going to Tunnell, and I am not sure that Tunnell realized it. But it'll be second down and 10. Officially, they mark at the 33-yard line.
Tunnell's only caught 20 passes this year. They don't throw a lot to him, and they had one of the wide receivers right behind him, and I think he could say, well, I want to stay out of the way.
Gaston Green on the sidelines.
There you go, right there.
I think he thought that Mike Young, number 18, is for whom the pass was intended, whom the bell tolls.
Was throwing it to the tight end, Tunnell.
Bono, pressure from behind. Come back screen. Tunnell. Good defensive play by Miami. Bruce Fleming makes the tackle.
And as far as Bono is concerned, that's one completion he'd rather just not have had, because after he throws this ball, he gets decked. Rolls one way, a little screen back the other way.
Don't you like to look around and say, ooh, wait a minute.
This is not the way we run it in practice.
We've got a timeout on the field with a minute 35 left. Owns Bob Griese, minute 35 to go in the first half in the Fiesta Bowl. Miami leading by 5, 21-16. UCLA third down and 11. Bono going deep into coverage, and it is incomplete. Mike Sherrard, the intended receiver. It will be fourth down and 11. And John Lee is coming in with a field goal attempt. From the 41-yard line, we'll go back to the battle and then to the field goal attempt.
Willie Lee Broughton, number 80, fighting off of McCullough, number 77, puts the pressure right there. If he had a little bit more time, I think he could have had the completion, because he needed to wait just a second longer to leave the receiver get open.
Leading kick scorer in the NCAA with 104 points. His longest this year, 51 yards. This is a 51-yard attempt. His career long is 52. Will it carry? It does!
Kicker kicker. We said a little earlier, Charlie, we're a little surprised we haven't seen him up to this point. They scored 16 points, and only 2 of those, the extra points, were any of his. That's a little bit unusual, as we'll take another look.
And scoring the 6th play.
And with the confidence, he walks up. He knew he had it.
He's only missed 4 all year, and that man is one good kicker.
We'll be back. John Lee with a 51-yard successful field goal. Ken Potter to kick off. The deep back is Reggie Sutton. And Sutton from 5 yards deep is going to run it out. Hit at the 13, bounces away. He's to the 20 and returns to the 24-yard line. 21-19, Miami leads, and UCLA is clawing their way back. Just under 10 to go. Kosar. Incomplete. It's intercepted. It picked off in the air. The Bruins have the ball. James Washington taking the care of. Rutledge made the play, and Washington with the interception. 27 yards.
One of the key players we noted at the top of the game for the UCLA Bruin defense has 4 interceptions on the year. That makes his 5th. But a big play by the freshman, filling in some big shoes from the past years for UCLA. Kosar throwing a tough pass. Now the ball is there, but it's a tough pass to catch for Smith, because anything in the air that long, you're going to get hit as soon as you're catching it. Good tip reaction drill by James Washington.
And watch the hit of Rutledge. Pow, the ball's in the air, and Washington picks it up. 18-yard line. Here come the Bruins. James Primus gets the call. Time remaining in the first half, 48 and counting, and Bruins will stop the clock. Bono into the end zone. It is incomplete. He was going to Sherrard. That will stop the clock now with 44 seconds. 3rd down and 8. Darrell Fullington and Reggie Sutton had the double coverage. And now let's be realistic. The Miami defense has been a bit porous the last game and a half of the season. 89 points were scored against them offensively. During that same period, they scored 85 points.
Well, of course, the offense has put them in this problem the last half of this quarter with not getting the punt off.
Good point.
Giving up the 5 points, but they played very well the first 10 games. The last 2 ball games, they've had some real problems.
3rd down and 8, well within the range, of course, of John Lee. And the lead at halftime. Tipped, it is incomplete. And here comes the young man himself, John Lee, number 25. Successful from 51 yards away. You're looking at Ken Calhoun. Here is Lee.
George Meyer made a good play. He was in the right place at the right time. Bono had to throw the ball over Meyer, and that was the reason for the incompletion.
An attempt of 33 yards. Terry Theodore is the center. David Clinton is the holder. John Lee, the kicker, the threesome, the point-producing trio of the Bruins. It is good. 33 yards away. As officially the first half comes to a close. The score at halftime is UCLA 22 and Miami 21. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy here at halftime. Did you expect a first half like this?
I really didn't, and I know Terry Donahue didn't, and I know Jimmy Johnson was hoping that it wouldn't be like this, but it is, and I think the University of Miami has got to be thinking in the back of their minds, can we win? Because I know coming in after those 2 tough losses to Maryland and Boston College, they weren't so sure they could win again.
And interesting for UCLA in talking to them, their biggest win probably of the year, the lights just going out on the booth, don't adjust your sets, but their biggest win of the year was over USC, and they did it by an emotional defense, and the problem was in the Fiesta Bowl against Miami, could the defense play with that kind of emotion than they had against their crosstown rival?
Well, I think you're seeing that here today, a lot of emotion, and the other thing I think you have to keep in mind, UCLA as a school, and normally every year at the end of the year, they play much better football well than they did early on.
Well, Bob, let's check out the stats.
I think the interesting stat is the total yards. UCLA 179, Miami 182, relatively even, and Miami was supposed to be the team with the powerful offense, and UCLA was supposed to be the one that was struggling. Bono has played fairly well. He's 6 of 10 for, no, he's 7 of 14 for 65 yards. Kosar, 12 of 21, 1 interception, 130 yards, and 1 TD with 2 sacks. So, as you can see, I think things are going pretty much the way UCLA likes them for them to go. And Kosar, I think the way the first half ended, he's not that happy with that.
What do you look for in the second half? I would just say more of the same if you were to ask me that question.
I think the University of Miami is going to just come out and rely on their offense to play well. As far as UCLA is concerned, they have to rely on their kicking game. They've had good field position for the most part. Their special teams got them, and then also their defense. Their offense, not that strong, but they just got to keep air-free football.
Here's Ken Potter kicking off for UCLA. And it is fielded at the goal line by Darrell Oliver. Oliver returns to the 10, has a little opening, cuts back at the 20, flag is down, and Oliver is down at the 24-yard line. Second and 11, you look for Kosar to throw here. He keeps one back in, has a blitz from the other side, gets the pass off, it's complete to Brian Blades. Now Blades, the freshman redshirt from Fort Lauderdale, Texas, has already scored a touchdown. Blades, coming into the ball game, had only 3 receptions this year for 50 yards. And in this game, he has 3 for 60 and a touchdown.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida, you're talking.
Yes.
You said Fort Lauderdale, Texas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know they had a Fort Lauderdale in Texas.
No, they don't. I would just...
Blades is in there for Eddie Brown. Eddie Brown is not in there starting the second half. We'll have to check and see if he's injured.
Third down and 1. First down, Darrell Oliver. And Oliver drags a Bruin across the 35 to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. That was James Washington.
And a key block by number 72, Alvin Ward, the right guard. You'll see him pulling out. Number 72 makes the block on the linebacker right there. Big hole. Oliver doing some good running. James Washington, number 3, with the tackle. Washington has been all over the field, the best athlete in that secondary.
A gain of 16 yards to the 37-yard line, and it's a first down for Miami on their own 37. We're in the opening drive of the second half. Miami trails by 1, 22-21. Here's Bratton. Bratton, a quick opener to the right side, spins his way across the 45. He has, they'll spot it right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 8. Lee Knowles with the tackle, so it'll be second down and a couple. So Miami seems, at least in the opening of their second half, to mix it up rather than coming out just trying to get it all back through the air.
Well, they've got a good running game, Charlie. Bratton and Oliver, both good runners at offensive line. Most of them fifth-year seniors, only one sophomore, and that's Berticelli on the line. So they want to come out and run. They can run and throw. Oliver,
5 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. And here's Kosar. And he drills it. Pass is complete to the tight end, Willie Smith. Leans across the 45 to the 44-yard line of UCLA. And Lee Knowles, again, the senior from Huntington Beach, and one of the co-captains for the Bruins, makes the tackle.
Willie Smith, number 84, what a great year he had. Broke all the records that were set last year by Glenn Dennison, who is now with the New York Jets. But Smith just said I couldn't imagine having this kind of a year, this good a year. He says everything that went right for me. He was injured in one ball game and still caught 66 passes.
Pass is complete, tight end, Willie Smith. Smith right at the 24-yard line, near the first down, maybe about a half a step shy of the first down. Tommy Taylor, the second leading tackler for the Bruins, is the man who brought him down.
Good shot from the defense, looking right. If you're a linebacker, this is what you see of Kosar. Smith getting right between Tommy Taylor and Knowles and hooking right in the middle of the field.
Willie Smith, 5 receptions. He's picked up 30 yards receiving. And it is second down and a yard to go. UCLA leading 22-21. Just over 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. The pass is low and incomplete. Now exactly 9 minutes to go in the third, and that means that Miami has controlled the ball for 6 minutes. And they have a third down and 9 at the 20-yard line. And looking down the road just a step or two, The freshman field goal kicker from Fort Lauderdale, Greg Cox, hit 14 of 17. This last season, his long being 48 yards. They're well within his range. Jimmy Johnson pondering.
He's not smiling now.
I think that nickname for a head coach of Smiley would count only during the week. And not, of course, we're during the week now, so it should be all right. Kosar fires. Pass is pulled down by Bratton at the 14-yard line. It will be short of the first down, as Herb Welch was there for UCLA.
And number 85, Lee Knoll. Ball will be placed down on the...
And Greg Cox will come in. Rick Tootin will be holding. And the snapper will be Bruce Fleming on a field goal attempt. This is to take the lead. And he'll be kicking from the 21-yard line. That'll be 31 yards away. So a 31-yard field goal attempt by Greg Cox of the Hurricanes is up. And it is good. So Cox hits from 31 yards out, and Miami is back in front, this time by 2. They lead 24-22. We'll be back with the kickoff. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy with now 8:14 left to go in the third at the Fiesta Bowl, as Miami is on top of UCLA 24-22. Mark Seelig kicking off for the Hurricanes, and handled by one of the upbacks, and then picked up by number 45, Marcus Greenwood. The last drive by Miami, 75 yards in 15 plays. It took almost 7 minutes off of the clock and ended with a 31-yard field goal. Bono comes out throwing for the Bruins, has a man open, and he hits him at Sherrard, 46-yard line of Miami, and a first down. A gain of 20 on the play. Bruce Fleming with the tackle.
It's a good play to start the second half with I formation, play action. Bono's going to set up, strong arm, throws the ball outside. Sherrard gives him a lot of room to throw the ball to.
They'll spot it at the Miami 47-yard line. Now the offense of the Bruins has been sitting on the sideline in the locker room for the half, and then for almost 7 minutes on the sideline. Does that have an effect?
Well, I think they feel like the defense has done a lot for us. Let's go out and help them out and do something for ourselves.
And here's Gaston Green with a move to the outside. First down, out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Gain of 16 for Gaston Green. Green with a 72-yard and a 6-yard touchdown ramble.
Much the blocking to the left side here. See the hook there by Hartmeyer, blocking in the secondary on Calhoun, misses. Fullington just with his great speed comes across and gets the man down. 120 yards in a little over a half is a good day.
That's an understatement. Good day.
Good day.
Good
I
day.
meant it to be an understatement.
It was. The give is to the first back through, and that is Brian Wiley, the senior from Harbor City. Darrell Fullington with the tackle. They'll spot the ball at the 20-yard line, so Wiley picks up a quick 11 yards. The Bruins have run 3 plays. They picked up a first down on every play. They started their own 34-yard line. They have moved to the 20-yard line of Miami, and right now UCLA has the spark in the ballgame. First down and 5. Good throwing down. Bono taking a lot of time. He gives to Green. Green runs into a stack and then just slides off into the left side to the 12-yard line, picks up 3 yards. They weren't there. Bruce Fleming with the tackle.
I saw a shot of Jimmy Johnson a little earlier before that play, and sitting there and watching his defense be first down in 3 plays. His attack at Oklahoma State, where he came from last year, and he was the top defensive guy. He has always liked to be an aggressive style of defense. He is not one to sit back and rush with 3. He wants to get after it, and I think you're going to see a lot more aggressive defense here in the second half and next year from the University of Miami.
Francois is the blocking back, leading Green. Green to the 8-yard line, and he will pick up the first down. It'll be first down and goal to go for UCLA. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. 6:38. That is the time remaining in the third quarter. The Bruins are down by 2. And Gaston Green now, 14 carries, 127 yards. Players Gaston Green, he'll lose a yard. So his second down goal to go at about the 9. Kevin Fagan, the strongest player on the Miami Hurricanes. We mentioned that in the first half. It's worth mentioning again, particularly in this type of a situation where it becomes strength against strength. The market for a loss of 2 to the 10-yard line, second down goal to go. And of course, UCLA already has, you can bank on the 3 points for John Lee. Now, did he want...
That may have been their problem part of the year, Charlie. When they get down there, they get too conservative. I don't think that's going to be the case here today.
Bono looking left. And throwing, has the man open, hits a touchdown. Mike Sherrard, the junior from Chico, 10 yards. So now for 23 straight games, Mike Sherrard has caught at least 2 passes, this last one being a touchdown. And UCLA is back and run a drive that started back at their own 34-yard line. Bono to Sherrard. And here is John Lee. Rather than going for the 3-pointer, he'll be adding the extra point. A 66-yard touchdown drive, and he does it. And that makes it UCLA 29 and Miami 24. Here's another look at the touchdown pass.
Bono with good protection throws the ball over all the traffic. The orange jerseys, good completion, touchdown.
Here's Ken Potter kicking off for UCLA. And Reggie Sutton will down it in the end zone for Miami. Here in the Fiesta Bowl, they're trying to make it 3 bowl wins in a row. For the Bruins, pass complete to Willie Smith, the tight end. Line of scrimmage at 33. He goes down at the 39, gain of 6, second down 4. And Dennis Price was the first man there. Ron Butler the second for UCLA. Clock is stopped with 5:11. That is the time remaining in the third. Of course, after we finish the action here in the Fiesta Bowl, we'll be on to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena and then to the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. So just enjoy the start of the new year, 1985. The big thing today is, the question today is tomorrow, do you write the right date on your check? Because we'll be writing 84 for the next couple of weeks. Second down and 4, the Miami 39-yard line. Here's Darrell Oliver. Oliver is cut off outside. Good defensive play. He'll lose a yard. It'll be third down and 5 is Tommy Taylor, Chattanooga, Tennessee, the junior. An all Pac-10 selection, first team for the Bruins, and he makes the tackle.
Ball remains on the...
No, they're going to say no, 39-yard line. So it's third down and 4. No gain on the play.
What a good player that man is right there. And of course, he's going against the top offense. Both offenses today playing well. Great day for an offense. Lots of sunshine, grass field, good footing.
You like a grass field and good footing, sure. Kosar, pressure. Bratton pulls it down, in trouble, and he is dropped to the 33-yard line. So he'll lose 6 on the play. And it will be fourth down and 10 as Craig Rutledge, the strong safety, along with Mark Whalen, team up for the Bruins.
And good pressure on Kosar. Again, they don't get the sack, and this is not a screen. They don't get the sack, 95 Whalen, but they make him move around. He couldn't throw the ball downfield, had to dump it off.
So Rick Newton of Miami will be kicking to Ron Pitts. This is his 5th punt of the ball game. His average today, 38 yards. That is below his season average of 41.6. And Pitts takes it to the 35-yard line. A little hesitation, and he has a 6 or 7 yard return, and there's a flag on the play. A 32-yard kick and a 7-yard return. Well, what's happening down in Dallas? Well, Doug Flutie has things well in hand in the third, 31-14.
Back up, guys.
First down and 15. Here's Gaston Green. 3 yards to the 35. It'll be second down and 12. Bruce Fleming is the man who brings him down.
You know, with all the success that Gaston Green has had today, Charlie, it's not really surprising to me, because I feel that a running back can have a quicker influence, whether he's a freshman in college or a rookie in the professional ranks. a freshman running back can have a rookie running back could have an influence on a team quicker than any other position. It takes longer to learn a offensive line or a quarterback or wide receiver, but a running back just needs to get that ball and use his ability and take off and run, and he's certainly done that very well.
2nd and 12. Bono, quick screen to the left side to Green, coming out of the backfield. Green across the 40 and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So he picks up 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4. George Myra Jr. was the man who was there for the Canes.
All Gaston Green has to learn here is, okay, I'm going to go out here and fake. Now, that's the part they taught him. As a freshman, it took a little bit of time. Now, this is all God-given talent right here. He says, if you give me the ball, I'm going to take off and run with it.
You know, there's a lot of things that go on at every bowl game, and particularly at the Fiesta Bowl, a lot of socializing and visiting and special events and the parades and the ball and the band pageantry. And we had something extra special happen to one of the UCLA Bruins. We just want to mention it in passing. We'll work it in right after this play. Green in motion. The throw is to Green on the right side, 45. And Green goes out of bounds after picking up the first down at the 49-yard line. Ken Calhoun was there for the defense.
The Gaston Green offense. It's Gaston right and Gaston left.
Not a bad call either.
Not bad if you want to get some offense going.
Here's another look.
He's looking downfield, really. Bono gives it a look and then says, I don't like it. I've got my main man out here. Let him break some tackles for me. 5 receptions already in the ballgame.
47 yards, and he's a true freshman, not a redshirt. At the Miami 35-yard line, 1st down for the Bruins.
Ball carriers, number 45, Marcus Greenwood.
Marcus Greenwood is now in as a running back. He replaces Brian Wiley. He carries for the Bruins as the 3rd quarter winds its way down. That is the end of the 3rd. UCLA 29, Miami 24. We start the 4th quarter of the Fiesta Bowl with UCLA leading Miami 29-24. Bruins have the ball at the Canes 33-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Bono, a little play action fake. He's 6 of 6 in the 2nd half. Goes for 7 of 7. He's got it, and a touchdown to Mike Young. Seconds into the 4th quarter. Jimmy Johnson, head coach of Miami. The Bruins stretch the margin. 35-24, looking for one more from John Lee. Oh, and they've got it.
It's a good call, Charlie, by the UCLA offensive coordinator. Play action fake. Lucius Delegau, number 16, is going to be all by himself trying to cover Young. You don't expect a takeoff pattern, one straight down the field when you're on about the 30-35-yard line. That's what Delegau was relying on. Delegau starting his first ball game. He's a 4th-year senior starting his first ball game. Gets beat for the touchdown.
And the Bruins have the lead. Potter will be kicking off for UCLA. The deep back in the middle is Reggie Sutton for the Miami Hurricanes, with Darrell Oliver off on one side and Steve Staffier off on the other. Nine yards deep. It'll be down in the end zone. 4th quarter, 14:54 remaining. Kosar fires sidearm pass complete. He goes to Eddie Brown as All-American receiver. Brown fighting his way for yardage, looking for any kind of an opening, and he'll lose about 5 in the melee that followed, and just still barely picks up the first down.
He had a first down by about 6 or 7 yards and almost didn't make it.
Greg Rutledge finally chased him down.
Kosar back to pass on 1st down, down 12 points in the 4th quarter. They've been in this position before this year and come back. Eddie Brown just looking for somewhere to go.
Brian Blades with a touchdown reception has replaced him. Blades goes deep on a streak pattern, and it is juggled and almost intercepted by James Washington for his second interception of the ball game. Dennis Price was there with the coverage along with Washington. So bring it back to the Miami 31. It'll be second down and 10.
Washington and number 6, Dennis Price.
Take a look at the protection that Kosar is enjoying. A lot of room to step up and throw. As you see, man-to-man coverage, good coverage. This time, Price, number 6, sees the ball coming, and Blades can't make the play. Washington almost gets over for the deflection.
Eddie Brown back in the ball game with that 4-4 speed. Second down and 10. He is wide to the right. Comeback pattern pass is complete to Eddie Brown, and he picks up the first down at the UCLA 46-yard line. And Dennis Price makes the tackle for the Bruins. A gain of 11 yards on the play and the first down.
This is one of the reasons why Eddie Brown and Bernie Kosar are so successful. Eddie Brown, first-team All-American, goes deep down the field. Kosar throws the ball way back short. He keeps coming back till he finds the football. You can't really stop pass patterns like that if you keep coming away from the man that's covering it.
The ball just outside the UCLA 46-yard line. Five seconds on the 25-second clock. Kosar has time, fires, sideline pattern. He's got it at the 41-yard line. This time it's Brian Blades who scored the touchdown in the wrestling match with two defenders. Phillips and Price were there for UCLA. Gain of 5, second down and 5. UCLA 36, Miami 24. Miami led 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. UCLA by 1 at the half, 22-21. Now 36-24. Building off a 29-24 margin going into the fourth quarter. Bruins scored on the first play of the fourth. Here's Warren Williams. Williams with the fresh legs to the 29-yard line. That is a gain of 12 and a first down for Miami. Darrell Oliver, who has scored a touchdown in the ballgame, getting just a bit of a breath here as the chains are being moved. 10 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the 14th edition of the Fiesta Bowl. First down, UCLA 29-yard line. Kosar keeping both backs into block. Completes the pass on the far side to Shakespeare, and he moves to the 19-yard line. That is a gain of 10 right at the first down marker. Dennis Price was there for UCLA, and while we check it out, it is a first down. Let's go back to a scoring recap with Green opening it up for UCLA from 6 yards out. Oliver then countered with a 34-yard run, 68-yard return for Brown, and then it was the pass to Blades in the wrestling match and a 21-7 lead. Then Green 72 yards away, a Fiesta Bowl record, and we'll finish that up right after this play, our scoring recap, to bring you up to date. And here's Bratton, a sweep to the right side. He could go in to score, and he does, yes. 19 yards. 60-yard drive in 6 plays, and 9:49 left to go.
Charlie, they talk about Eddie Brown being All-American first team for his catching and receiving. He threw a devastating block on the corner that time that allowed Bratton to get around the corner and score. Bratton's got to thank his wide receivers for some of that yardage as he gets to the outside.
2 points, 36-30. Kosar to throw for it, and it is intercepted. That just erases the 2 points. Interception by Rutledge. So the score will hold at 36-30. Let's take another look at the interception by Craig Rutledge.
Blocked by his back right here, but if you won't be able to see from this shot right there, Eddie Brown on the ground makes a good block. Bratton with the speed gets into the end zone.
9 minutes, 49 seconds. That is the time remaining in the Fiesta Bowl. Now UCLA's margin has been cut to 6, 36-30. Here's Bob Garibaldi on the kickoff return. Slips one tackle and just fights his way to the 14-yard line. So UCLA does not have any type of field position to start this drive. Let's go back to the touchdown drive. 36-30. Here's Bob Garibaldi on the kickoff return. Slips one tackle and just fights his way to the 14-yard line. So UCLA does not have any type of field position to start this drive. Little play action fake by Bono. Pass is complete to the tight end. Snell down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A gain of 21 on the play and a first down. So here come the Bruins. Tolbert Bain defensively was there for the Canes of Miami. In the Cotton Bowl, 31-28 fourth quarter score. Boston College having that ball game not well in hand like they did at one time. Here's Gaston Green. The line of scrimmage to Miami 43. He'll go to the 38-yard line. So he'll pick up about 5. Bruce Fleming with the tackle along with Reggie Sutton. Now, of course, pass interference in the National Football League is at the spot of the foul. In college football, it is 15 yards from the previous spot, that being the previous line of scrimmage in this case. Second down and 5. And we have 8 minutes and 19 seconds, time remaining and counting. 36 UCLA, 30 Miami. Bruins have the ball and a 6-point lead. Bono fakes the pitch out, gives him the handoff to Brian Wiley, and the Hurricane defensive line was just sitting there and waiting. Willie Lee Bratton as the man who made first contact. They'll lose a yard on the play mark at a loss of 2 to the 40. So it'll be third down and 7. We look for Bono to throw here.
Well, they were doing a little bit more than sitting there, Charlie. They had the safeties blitzing up tight, and I think the University of Miami now feels like, hey, we cannot afford to give them any more points. John Lee is in field goal range. If they get another first down or some yardage, they want to get them out of that range.
Sherrard and Young are the wide receivers. Bono rolling out, has pressure, and he is sacked.
Number 95, the strength of that defensive line, coming through and making a big play, which eliminates the possibility of a 3-point field goal by Lee and gives the opportunity to Jimmy Johnson and Bernie Kosar coming back for another score.
That is the first sack of the ball game for Miami, so Kevin Bunife will be kicking. Stanley Shakespeare is set for the return. Notice his shadows, though. That means that Shakespeare is looking right in the sun. A high, lazy floater. The up back signals for a fair catch. That is Ken Calhoun, and he takes the ball a punt of only 27 yards. We've got a timeout. The Bruins have the lead, and we'll be back in just a moment to the Fiesta Bowl. This is Charlie Jones. Bob Greasy with 6:43 left to go in the 14th Fiesta Bowl. Miami with the ball, trailing by 6. They have the ball on their own 22-yard line. Bernie Kosar rolling right, pressure from behind. Pass is complete. Tight end Willie Smith. Smith is out of bounds at the 33. A gain of 11 and a first down. Ken Norton Jr. the first man there. Ron Butler the second for the defense.
Sometimes you have to improvise a little bit. Number 84, Willie Smith, blocking on the safety that is blitzing. He sees Kosar in trouble. He says, I was supposed to block, but hey, I'm here. Give me a little pass, and I'll get what I can for you.
Mark it for 12 as they spot the ball at the 34-yard line.
Smith has really been a big addition to that offense because they lost their tight end last year, Dennison. If they didn't have a good tight end, they'd seen a lot of coverage on the outside.
Second-team All-American. He's a 6'8" high jumper. Here's Kosar. Going deep. Oliver. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did. Darrell Oliver, who has scored a touchdown in the ball game, comes down with the reception. Dennis Price was the defender. 35 yards on the play.
Kosar looking to his left. Watch Kosar. Now he looks back to his left side, then comes back to the right. He wants to get the ball downfield to Oliver between the two safeties. Number 6 Price and Delacono, the linebacker, was out there, but he threw the ball in between the 2 defensive men.
At the UCLA 32-yard line, first down for Miami. 36-30, Miami down by 6 with 6:13 left to go. Here's Bratton. Bratton just leads for a yard, maybe 2. Let's mark it to 31. And Lee Knowles was leading against him along with Ken Norton Jr. It'll be second down and 9. And by the way, R.C. Mitchell. There he is. Hi, Mitch. Wave to everybody across the country.
All right, Mitch.
Is this it, Mitch? You're really going to retire? Well, you picked a beautiful day to retire on it. You've done a great job. But I'm beginning to wonder now, as well as UCLA's offense has played, you have just over 5.5 minutes to go. You want to score, but not too soon.
Yeah.
Now they're facing that dilemma. But first things first, second down and 9, 31-yard line. Kosar looks left all the way, throws, completes the pass. Near the 25-yard line to Stanley Shakespeare. Ron Pitts closes on him immediately at the 25. It'll go for 6, so it'll be third down and 3. And again, playing the numbers game, remember that the margin is 6 points. And so that's a pair of field goals by Greg Cox, and they're pretty much within his range right now, but you're talking for a tie.
Yeah, and I don't think they would want to get in a field goal kicking contest at this point, because if they did, I think the University of UCLA could come back and kick one themselves. Because
they have the great John Lee as their field goal kicker. Third down and 3. Here's Oliver. Oliver, first down to the 12-yard line. James Washington makes the tackle at the 12. They needed 3. They got 13 in the first down.
Pick up a 13 yards on the play.
University of Miami running left. Berticelli, 79. Moore, number 50. Coming around Bratton, getting a good block. Oliver jumping. He said the jump worked once. I'll try it again.
Darrell Oliver now with 8 carries has an exact 100 yards as he hits the century mark in the Fiesta Bowl. 12-yard line. First and 10. Darrell Oliver to the 4-yard line. He picks up 8. It'll be second down and a couple for the first down. Second down and 4 for the score. We're moving on the 4-minute mark. Time remaining in the game.
To your left of your screen, you'll see the blocking right there. 52 is Heffernan with a great block on the linebacker. Norton just turns him right on his back. Norton may get up and say, hey, you want to fight? And Heffernan should say, if your dad is who I think it is, I don't think I want to.
And his dad is, so okay. Second down and 2 for the first down. Kosar trying to lean over the top on second down and 2 for the first down. He gets just 1 yard. I'm a little surprised at that call.
I am too.
Did he see something? Or
could have checked it off.
Checked it off?
Jimmy Johnson gives Kosar the option to check off whenever he wants, and not only to the passing game, but to the running game. He can check to a lot of different runs, and I think that is what he's doing down here. That last play, the play before this one, was certainly a checkoff.
Down by 6, though. They can figure they're in 4-down situation, forget the field goal attempt. Third down and 1. 3-yard line. Fake to Oliver, has a man open. He's there. Bratton, touchdown. Redshirt freshman Melvin Bratton has now scored 2 touchdowns in the ball game. He scored 4 against BC. So 6 in his last 2 outings.
Melvin Bratton and Gaston Green, I think the next several years you're going to hear a lot about those 2 young men. Johnson back on top, and I don't know how safe he feels the way his defense has been playing the last 2 months.
Not back on top yet, but now he is. 37-36, the Canes by 1. 2:58 left to go. Don't go away. Rick Seelig kicking off for Miami. Bob Garibaldi from the 3, stumbles to the 10, to the 20, to the 25, bumped out of bounds, at the 31-yard line by Mark Seelig, the kicker. 2:52 left to go in this, the most exciting Fiesta Bowl of them all. Here comes Steve Bono and the Bruins of UCLA. The key man has been Gaston Green, and here he is. Leans to the 35. He has 3. It'll be second down and 7. Reggie Sutton with the tackle. The clock moving. 2:40 and counting.
Number 1, Reggie Sutton, number 50.
Myra Jr. moving around on the sidelines. He's okay. Back to the game. Second down and 7. 35-yard line. Bono scrambles and is brought down by Kevin Fagan.
It was a big play by Fagan, because Sherrard had run right past Sutton down the left sideline.
2 minutes and 20 seconds as UCLA stops the clock. UCLA trailing by 1, facing third down and 6. No reason now, with 2:20 left to go in the Fiesta Bowl, that you're not in a 4-down situation, like you say. They need another 30, 35 yards somewhere in that neighborhood. Give John Lee an opportunity to win it. His career long is 52 yards, and if memory serves me correct, that took place in the stadium against Arizona State. I'm not 100% sure of that.
UCLA
I should be, but I'm
has
not.
never lost in this stadium, that's for certain. The only tie was in the Fiesta Bowl game itself.
John Lee, the point being, John Lee kicks well in the desert. I thought that's what I was alluding to. All right, here's Bono, third down and 6. Has a man open. Sherrard has it. Fumbled it, chuckled it just for a moment, but he retained possession at the 50-yard line. Third and 6, picked up 14 yards on the play, and the first down.
Sherrard, 82, is going to beat Sutton. Sutton has him all over the field, has deep help, so he should be on him much tighter than he is. Sherrard makes a good move, gets to the inside, and gets the first down. I'm really impressed with Bono, Charlie, the way he's playing the second half.
We can see in the second half why the pro scouts rate this senior from Norristown, Pennsylvania so highly. He's in the top 3 on all the scouting reports for the quarterbacks in this class. Pass complete to Mike Young. Young spinning out, 39-yard line. That'll be a first down, gain of 11.
I kind of wonder what Steve Bono would have done in an offensive system such as Miami's, for instance. Howard Schnellenberger brought an offensive system where the quarterback could not only roll out but sit in the pocket. He throws a strike there, where Schnellenberger moves on now to Louisville. And Bernie Kosar, Gary Stevens, the offensive coordinator at the University of Miami. I just wonder if Bono would have been in an offensive system like that, and certainly he'd be much further along than the I formation option offense that UCLA has.
Brian Wiley, and he'll get a yard to the 38. Dallas Cameron with the tackle, second down and 9. That's a 55-yard kick at that point. So UCLA may be content to stay on the ground and say, we just need 5 or 6 more yards. Let's not take any kind of chances.
It's interesting, the defensive philosophy now with what's happened to the University of Miami in the last 3 games, and Jimmy Johnson's philosophy at Oklahoma State, where he's from. Now they're up there blitzing, trying to get him out of that field goal range.
Little pump fake. Sherrard. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. 10-yard line. 28 yards. First down. 1:16 left to go. Bruins trail by 1. 37-36. Well within the range of John Lee. Boy, what a second half Bono has had.
It's just one man on man, a little out and up. 28 is Martinez. I don't know if you can't see from that shot whether he was in bounds or not, but a little look and go. I don't know. I couldn't see any feet in bounds, but couldn't really tell from that shot.
Here's Gaston Green. And Green goes out of bounds around the 8 or the 9-yard line. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Kosar wants one more opportunity.
That's what he's thinking. Do I have to do it one more time? He has done it in the Florida game. He did it in the Boston College game. Flutie came back and took it away from him. Does he have to do it again?
Second half. In the second half, Steve Bono has completed 11 of 13, 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Maybe that National Scouting Combine that had him rated ahead of Doug Flutie knew something as far as potential as a pro.
Second down, here's Green. Green to the 6-yard line. UCLA will stop the clock.
I think Miami's going to stop.
No, Miami,
yeah.
You're right. 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Well, there's the priest standing right behind Bernie Kosar. So if he had any ideas, I'm sure the father, the good father, would whisper them into Bernie's ears.
Wiley just leading in. Ryan Wiley. So now you look for John Lee. UCLA making sure. David Clinton. Miami takes another timeout. That stops the clock with 55 seconds. Clinton is the holder. Terry Theodore, the snapper. And, of course, the kicker is John Lee. 55 seconds left to go. John Lee for the lead. From the 12-yard line, an attempt of 22 yards for John Lee. He is hit from 51 and from 33. Miami 37, UCLA 36. It's good. Now lead by 2, 39-37 with 51 seconds left.
You don't see many Asian football players, but John Lee is one. He was trying to get into the locker room at the Rose Bowl one day when they were playing a game there. The security guard wouldn't let him in, says, "You're not a football player." He had to go and get one of the coaches to convince the security guard that he was actually on the football team.
51 seconds left. Oliver to the 15, to the 20, and he is spun out at the 23-yard line by Craig Rutledge. 46 seconds left.
Bernie Kosar was burned by Doug Flutie with a Hail Mary. Now he gets his opportunity.
Can the orange of the Hurricanes pull it out? Bratton has it. And is out of bounds near the 30-yard line. He'll pick up about 7. It'll be second down and 3. 38 seconds left.
When the University of Miami was burned by Boston College late in the year, they started about at this area, did Boston College, worked it up to about the 45 or 50-yard line with some short passes, and then, of course, the last Hail Mary at the end of the ball game. Kosar has got the kind of arm that he can do that.
In the Cotton Bowl, Boston College in front of Houston now 45-28. Here it's UCLA 39, Miami 37. This one is drilled and caught by Eddie Brown. 48-yard line, 18 yards, first down, 31 seconds left. Now, when this game's over, we'll be going to the Rose Bowl. We've got a problem. The Toyota Outstanding Players of today's game. We're going to mention those two names right at the end of the game. Now, what will happen, each player that we mention at the end of the game will receive a special trophy and achievement, and Toyota will donate $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each school.
field goal, not the touchdown. They were rushing around. They were unsettled.
Big play by UCLA. Sack. Go ahead.
Big play by UCLA. Kosar doing all he can to cover up for a porous defense.
15 seconds left.
It's got to be a happy day for Terry Donahue. Coming into this ball game, he thought if it was going to be a high-scoring game, that there was no way he could be involved in a high-scoring game. He felt like 21-17 would be his. If anybody scored 30 in the 30s, he thought that he would be on the losing end by a big margin.
In the 1985 Fiesta Bowl, California against Florida, I would have to say that it is California by a narrow margin. The final, UCLA 39, Miami 37. For Bob Greasy, I'm Charlie Jones. Stay tuned for the Rose Bowl right after these messages from your local station. Happy New Year, everybody.